All right. There were no gifts in the stocking after last night's game. Nobody deserves anything. So what area gets the biggest lump of coal? We're just handing out lumps of coal. And, Bob, we were talking last night after the game, and you threw this out. I threw a fourth topic in here, but you were like, what's the biggest concern? Your offense, the defense, the coaching, and I'll throw in the talent gap, which also goes back to coaching because they build the roster. It's your question. I'll save your answer for the last. Do you want to go? You go. You go first.
No, because I'm trying to remember what I said last night. I've slept since then.
Then I'll start with Sterling.
Go ahead.
Sterling.
Lump of coal goes to the NIL. We got more money into our roster, baby. We need more money into it, baby.
So the talent gap.
Well, you know.
You got to give out one. You got to offense, defense, coaching, or talent gap.
You know, based on last night's game, it was just Tennessee players and people on the field just had a bad day, man.
Nope, you got to give a lump of coal to one of those four things.
Had a bad day.
You got to.
A lump of coal to the field conditions at Ohio State. in the horseshoe. All
right, Marlon. I think you said it in the first segment.
Yeah. I'm going to go coaching staff, and here's the reason why. When you think of talent gap, what can I do schematically to close the gap? And you've got to do something scheme-wise to close the gap. I go back to Georgia versus Georgia Tech a couple weeks ago. Georgia Tech was in that ball game. Why? They did a lot of shifts and motions, got Georgia's defense a little confused. That's how you close the talent gap. So my lump of coal goes to the coaching staff because I don't think we did much of that yesterday.
When they first got here with this offense, we thought that much like the single wing, much like chucking a bunch of threes, this tempo was supposed to be an equalizer.
Yeah.
Well, they don't play with as much tempo.
They don't play with the tempo.
So you better scheme something up because you don't have something that will close that gap.
You know, I had thought going into the game, I'd given Heupel a coaching edge. You know, I'm going to.
Ohio State fans are really letting you have it in the comments on our YouTube page.
Yeah,
yes,
well,
they are.
You know, and so if I was going to do it, I would probably have to it would be a lump of coal buffet for me. But if I'm going to pick one, I've got to go with the coaching.
Okay, coaching staff.
I got to go with the coaching staff because. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I keep thinking you're done, but go ahead.
No, I was just saying with what they've done over there, it's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, they've done a tremendous job. You can't say enough about what Heupel has done at the University of Tennessee. But that talent gap, okay. We keep getting five-star guys, and they don't play. Why are our five-star guys never playing? Is it because they're not going to play freshmen? I mean, you have the five-star
Matthews
offensive lineman they got this year.
Lance Hurd.
Okay, do we see him next year on the field, or is it another case, the Sanders kid?
The guy that just signed.
Or is it another case if we've got this five-star and we don't hear about him again until he goes into the transfer portal? And so that worries me. That comes back to coaching, I think.
All right, let me see if I can sway anybody here. The offense, it was their fewest yards they'd gained all year. Defense was the most yards they've allowed all year. But all that still goes back to coaching.
Here's what I go back to.
I tried.
Think about when Heupel first took over the job. What kind of roster he inherited?
Oh.
It wasn't very good. Right?
30 guys had left in the portal.
Exactly. Our top guys had ended up leaving. Jalen Hyde was not Jalen Hyde. What happened was he's always done more with less. And so I can't even look at last night and say, man, that talent gap, it's huge. Yes, you can see it. But I'm looking at a head coach that's always done more with less talent. And I didn't see enough last night adjustment-wise that showed me, man, we're going to go out swinging. If we're going to lose this thing, let's go out swinging. And I didn't see that last night.
Sterling, get anything, Dad?
What I would like to have seen last night, you know, being there live, some more motion on offense, some more formations. When you missed a big cog like Dylan Sampson not there, his presence alerts attention from the defense. So now the defense got things to pay attention to. Let's get them confused. I would like to have seen that, but you know, it was an amazing shift of the entire energy inside that horseshoe last night when that face mask happened. An amazing shift.
So you're giving a lump of coal to the refs.
Always. It's always, baby.
Give it to Easton. That was a legit call. All right. When we come back, Josh, we kind of touched on this, but now we're going to dig deeper. Josh Heupel has accomplished much, but where is this program moving forward? I saw Twitter last night telling me, he can't win a championship here. Might be time to move on. Let's discussed. Going back on the Sports Source. Merry Christmas.